All right, so you're here because you want to really get what's happening, like really understand the stuff that matters, especially with the government and the courts, right?
That's exactly right.
Well, there's something pretty fascinating going on, and that is all the legal stuff the state attorneys general are doing these days. They're going up against the Trump administration, and it's causing quite a stir.
Yeah, it's really something to watch because you see how much power these attorneys general actually have and how it all works within the legal system.
Totally. And we're going to dive deep into this today. I mean, like, really get into the weeds.
Okay, sounds good.
So we're looking at this ruling, and Glenn Kirshner had a great analysis on YouTube about this whole thing, a spending freeze that Trump tried to put in place and all the pushback he got.
Yeah.
And it really gets to the heart of, like, who has the power in the U.S. government?
Right.
Like, how balanced is it, really?
Right.
So first things first, the spending freeze, what was that all about?
So the big thing here is the separation of powers. It's really important. And NPR just did a report about this second time now that a federal judge, this one's John McConnell Jr. in Rhode Island, he blocked the Trump administration from stopping payments for federal grants and all kinds of programs that Congress had already approved.
So wait, are we talking like a little bit of money or like a lot of money?
Oh, no, we're talking trillions of dollars.
Billions.
Trillions. That's what Congress had set aside.
Yeah.
And Trump wanted to just freeze it all.
Wow.
The idea was to then go back and look at all these programs and see if they really fit with what Trump wanted to do.
Huh.
Yeah.
So who was it who said, no way, you can't do this?
Well, it was a bunch of Democratic attorneys general from like 22 states and D.C. all together. They basically said,
Yeah.
hey, this is overstepping boundaries.
A united front.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They saw this as Trump trying to grab power that wasn't his.
Okay, and Judge McConnell Jr., he didn't mince words, did he?
No, he was pretty clear.
Kirshner pulled this quote where the judge said that this whole freeze thing fundamentally undermines the distinct constitutional roles of each branch of our government. And then he even said, here, the executive put itself above Congress.
Yeah, strong words.
I mean, that's a federal judge saying that.
Yeah.
What does that even mean, like in plain English?
So it all goes back to this idea of power of the purse. It's a big deal in how our government works.
Right.
Basically, it means Congress, the guys who make the laws, they get to decide how the money is spent,
Right.
not the president.
Okay.
And when Congress approves spending, that's them doing their job.
Okay. Got it.
What the judge is saying is Trump tried to step on their toes.
So like he was acting like a king or something?
Kinda, yeah. He was trying to take power that the Constitution says belongs to Congress.
Wow. Okay. So then why would Trump even think he could get away with this?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Like, did he think there was some law on his side or what?
It's tough to say for sure, but the YouTube analysis brought up something really interesting. It called it the original Trump show.
Wait, what's that?
Remember that phone call with the Ukrainian President Zelensky?
Oh, yeah.
The I need a favor, though one.
Yeah. How could I forget?
Right, well, that's what they're talking about.
Okay. So how does that connect to this whole spending freeze thing?
So in that call, Trump was holding back money that Congress had already approved for Ukraine.
To help them with the whole Russia situation, right?
Exactly. It was supposed to be for their defense.
Right, right.
But Trump wasn't just making some budget changes.
No, he was trying to get Zelensky to do something for him, right?
Yeah, he wanted Zelensky to announce an investigation into Joe Biden, who was like his biggest competition at the time.
Oh, wow. So he was using money that Congress had approved for one thing to get something else entirely.
That's exactly it.
Wow.
And that whole mess is what got him impeached, remember?
Oh, yeah, yeah, for abuse of power and all that.
Right, the House of Representatives, they said, yeah, he did it. He abused his power.
But then the Senate didn't kick him out, right?
Nope.
Now this analysis is saying maybe that's why he's trying this spending freeze thing.
It's possible, if you get away with something once.
You think you can do it again?
Maybe he figured if he got away with it with Ukraine, he could get away with it here too.
Like he's above the rules.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if he learned any lessons from that whole impeachment thing.
So what about Congress? I mean, aren't they supposed to step in when the president starts acting like this?
You'd think so, right? Especially the Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, the whole power of the purse thing, that's their thing.
Exactly. They're supposed to be the ones who protect that power.
And they're supposed to represent the people, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The people voted for them to make these decisions about spending.
Okay, so where were they in all of this?
Well, the commentary we're looking at points out that there wasn't really much pushback from the Republicans in Congress.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Right.
kind of strange.
So the question is, how far are they going to let Trump go?
That's the big question, right? Like, are they going to stand up for their power
Right.
or just let them walk all over them?
And it's not just about them, it's about the people they represent, right?
Exactly.
This YouTube analysis was saying that Congress needs to stand up for the American people and for democracy itself.
Yeah, it's a big deal, this whole separation of powers thing. It's like the foundation of our government.
Okay, so let's break it down for everyone listening. What are the big takeaways here?
I think the biggest thing is how active these state attorneys general are being.
Hmm.
They're really taking the fight to Trump and using the courts to do it.
And they're winning.
Yeah, they are. And it shows that there are limits on what the president can do, especially when it comes to money.
And we can't forget about what happened with Ukraine.
Right.
It makes you wonder if any lessons were learned there.
Yeah. Does the executive branch really understand the boundaries, or are they just going to keep pushing until someone stops them?
Okay, so as you're thinking about all of this, here's something else to chew on. What happens if these fights between the states and the president keep going on?
Yeah.
How's that going to change how things work in the U.S. government?
Yeah.
And what about us? What can we do to make sure that the balance of power stays strong?
It's a good question.
These are things we all need to think about.
Absolutely.
All right, until next time.
See ya.